Good morning and welcome to Woohoo Wednesday. And did anybody spot the obvious mistake? I'm just going to go live on Instagram as well. So good morning. Let me just wait for Instagram to catch up. I am live now on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube, but not on LinkedIn because I put 7:30 p.m. I don't know, my brain wasn't working. But Woohoo Wednesday is always 7:30 a.m. So here I am now. I'm just going to make you a little bit more upright on Instagram. I have a balancing act when I do this. You cannot see right now where you are balanced. Think of yourselves thinking on the edge of a cliff, and that's where you are right now. Instagram, you could fall over any minute, and Facebook and YouTube, you're balanced on a few boxes. Who needs tech or things that help tech? Not me this morning. Anyway, so my first faux pas was to put that I was going live at 7:30 p.m. Woohoo Wednesday is always at 7:30 a.m. So just to let you know, I have not gone mad. So I want to talk today about how to stay motivated and how to stay motivated throughout August, because I think it can be quite easy, and there should be time off during August, but it can be really easy to lose your mojo during the summer holidays. You hit September, normally when the schools go back, and then you're like, oh, my business isn't doing what it should be doing. Somebody told me the other day, you are the sum of sort of the 100 days that you've spent doing your marketing. That is where you are now. So what you've just done for the last 100 days will be where you feel you are in now in your business. So you'll know whether you've been working hard or not working so hard. So you imagine if you take off 28 days completely and ignore your business. Now, it can be done, but completely, very few people completely ignore their business. They've either got a team running or they've scheduled stuff, or they've got such a big audience that everybody goes off for August and then they come back. But if you've not prepared for it and you're just a little bit idling along during August, then you need to change things up. Now, I've got my little Post-it note. I like a little Post-it note when I do my live. I'm just going to make sure I stick it so that I can see it, I can get everything on there, because I'm going to give you some advice today on how to keep your motivation. So number one, don't let August be the month that you forget your business, because I'm going to tell you now, September, you are going to be wanting your business to be running as you want it. Now, I can see there's lots of you coming on now. So let's have a bit of a Woohoo Wednesday. Let me explain, first of all, before I go into my teach, why I call it Woohoo Wednesday. Teach maybe sounded a bit formal, but that's what I feel I'm going to do today. Woohoo Wednesday is all about not believing that Wednesday is a hump day, all right? If you think Wednesday is the most miserable day of your life and that you can't wait to get till Friday to finish work, to close the doors, to shut your business, to have your weekend off, unless you're looking forward to a party or something, then you're in the wrong business or you're doing something wrong in your world that you need to make changes. And it may only be a little change, but if you're thinking today is a hump day, just comment woohoo, even if you don't think it's a hump day, a woohoo in the comments. I love to see the woohoos. Not had any comments yet. Maybe I'm not seeing them right now, because normally Facebook is all over the woohoos. Hang on, I know why. Gosh, Facebook. Good morning, Emma. Good morning, Hazel. Sorry about that. I didn't have the right setting on. I don't know what's happened with my StreamYard today. I don't know what buttons I've pressed, and I use it most days. I didn't press the right ones. So Woohoo Wednesday should be about you building your business, making sure you love what you do. And if you don't, make Wednesday the day that you do some tweaking, some changes. So we're going to be talking about staying motivated and how to increase your motivation when everybody else feels like they're going on holiday. Do you ever feel like that? Everybody else feels like going away. The weather is glorious. The kids are off. Everything's a little bit different in August, but it doesn't have to be a bad thing for your business. What you want to do is take what I call effective action, doing jobs that need to be done and getting them done in a short time. Stop faffing about. And I always wish faffing was spelled with a PH. I think it should be, but I think it's an F. But stop faffing about with, I'll play with a bit of my business. No, just get done what you need done. Make a structure, make a plan. So here's some things that I always talk about when I come on my lives. And if you've read my book, or if you're in my membership, or if you're in my mastermind, whatever you've ever worked with me, you know there's core principles I work with. Number one, care of self. Do not ignore looking after yourself in August. What tends to happen, and I know if any of you are fitness instructors on here, what tends to happen is people in August go, I know I'm going to stop my training right now. It's too late to get beach ready or whatever they wanted to do, beach ready. And I'll start again September, or worse, I'll start again in January. So what we need to do is we do need to care ourselves. Love a wonderful Woohoo Wednesday, says Hazel. Hazel, I'm going to challenge you while you're on Facebook to give me even more alliteration than that. See how many words you can come up with a W. Anybody else can compete with Hazel if they wish. But what you want to do is make sure you're looking after yourself. You are number one. And despite thinking you have so many people you've got to look after, you might have a workforce, you might have family, you might, whatever is going on that you have to do. If you don't look after yourself, you cannot be the best for those people. So number one, get out the door every day. There's no excuse. Even if the kids are off, take them with you. Take the buggy, take them in a papoose, unless they're 21, because that's a little bit big. But you know what I mean? If they're 21 months, take them in a papoose. Walk them around, kick a football around the rec. What can you do to move for 10 minutes? And right now, there's a lot of costs involved in living. When the weather is like this, like it is in the UK at the moment, it's great for doing outdoor stuff. So get the kids out with you, get your family out with you, whatever you can do, get outside 10 minutes and just do some working out. And I don't mean working out, I mean walk, I mean skip, I mean dance, I mean whatever you fancy, but move. It's really good for your mindset. How many times have you gone for a walk and then come back and thought, I feel great now, felt really shitty before? Unless you've walked 3 marathons, 10 minutes down the road, walk out for 10 minutes, come back. So care of yourself is really important. Watch what you're eating. Make sure right now you hydrate. Some of you will be saying, oh my God, you're a business mentor. Why the hell are you talking about that? Because you can then run your business. You know how good you feel when you've eaten well and you think, oh, I feel quite righteous because I've eaten this and I've drunk this and actually I feel good and I've made sure I sleep enough and I've moved. I feel great. What happens is you are more motivated. And in August, what I'm talking about is you can lose that really easily. So take care of yourself. Know why you're doing what you do. If you're not sure why you run your business and maybe it does feel like a hump day, sit down and wonder what your whys are. What do you want out of your business? Why do you do your business? What do you want from it? Ask yourself those questions and give yourself the answers. Next, you want to look at those limiting beliefs. Why are you not picking up in August? Because you think Mary down the road is watching your everything you do, because somebody said something to you about how they see you all over social media and you thought, oh, I had that the other week. If you didn't get my newsletter, not that was all over social media, but they'd commented on things I'd put on LinkedIn. They just didn't understand. Well, basically, they told me I couldn't earn any money from the business that I run with what they'd seen on LinkedIn. They've never owned a business. If you want to see it, you'd have to email me actually, because the newsletter's gone out. But maybe I'll post it somewhere else, or I'll post it again. But if somebody said something to you that stopped you in your tracks, junk it. Okay, it's just words. If somebody said something to you when you were 15 that you were not good enough, clever enough, you couldn't do that, show them that you can. And why not show them in August? Why not take 10 minutes every evening and I'm talking about kids a lot because I know that that's the main problem that hits people in August. So sorry if you haven't got kids, and my kids have left home, so it doesn't affect me now. But if you've got kids at home, as soon as they go to bed and they're asleep, do 10 or 15 minutes and just do some work on your business to market it. How can you get more people into your world, more people to know what you do? How can you get your accounts done so you're up to date, so you know your cash flow, so you're not working? I spoke about this yesterday in my business group. So you're not working from what you see on your bank balance, but you're rather working from the money you have that you have to spend. Because working from your bank balance is not a good way to run your business. I know. I used to do that for years. Terrible way to run your business. You spend the money because you got the money and you think, oh shit, I've got other bills coming in. Doesn't work. So work on those limiting beliefs, really work on them. And August is a great time to do it. Read some positive books, go and listen to some podcasts. What can you do to get your mojo back? Understand how. August is a great time, I think, especially if you're quieter. I said yesterday in my thing, unless you own a shoe shop for kids or school uniform. I have one of my members and she owns a shoe shop for kids. And we always laugh. She's in my mastermind. It's after she's the only person that's the busiest person we know in August, because, oh my God, everybody needs to buy school shoes in August. But if you're not, August is a great time to do some learning. I'm learning more about LinkedIn at the moment. I've been on my Kartra platform. I can now create a page, and I can create a page. I could before because I've just moved from Kajabi. You don't need to know that. But I'm pretty techie, but I hadn't worked all of it out. Couldn't move a picture. So I asked yesterday, how do you move that picture? It's very simple to do when you know how. So is there a platform you're using that you don't quite understand? So you're not using all the stuff on it because you don't quite understand it. Normally, those type of platforms, especially if you have the paid version, I'm not saying you have to have the paid version, but for the paid version, quite often there'll be a help desk. You message them, they will email back. Yesterday, I got an email. This morning, I got an email back. So it's a US company. So overnight, they've sent me an email back, and it's literally got screenshots of what I do, A, B, C, D. So I got on. I can just see that Hazel's now. Hazel, if you can get on YouTube as well, 3 of them. She's on Facebook. She's on Instagram. I challenge you. I'm enjoying challenging Hazel this morning. Anyway. I have no idea where I got to in my conversation. So yeah, understanding how. Go and do some learning. Maybe you've got a course that you did. Maybe you've done one of my courses. You never finished it. Go and finish it. Go and complete it. Make the time. And I know you say, well, the kids are off. Make time. Maybe you have time that they're allowed on their iPad for 10 minutes to play a game. You do your learning. Maybe when they've gone to bed, maybe you let them watch a video as a treat. Now, I'm not saying this every day. I'm not saying put your kids in front of the telly. That's really not what I'm saying. Maybe they kick a ball around in the garden and you sit with your headphones on watching them, but you're listening to a podcast or something that teaches you something. I used to teach. I'm a retired osteopath. I used to read my kids anatomy books when they don't tell them, they'll probably watch this. But they were too young to really understand. And I used to read anatomy books in like a I don't know, Mr. Muscle went this way and Mr. Hamstring went from here to here. Terrible mother, but there you go. They've survived and they've done quite well. So keep my fingers crossed. But yeah, you can do that. Take effective action. I've spoken about that. Sit your butt down and do the work when you've got the time. I know for me, when I studied to be an osteopath, my kids were small. They're very small. And for me, I used to drive them to parties. And instead of driving home, I would sit outside and do my work. They used to have friends over and I would sit in the area that they were. And then while they were playing or doing what they're doing, and I was overseeing it, I'd sit and just write some stuff out, even if it was bullet points for an essay that I had to write. And I was always the person that got the work done first, because when I had the time to do it, when there was a little gap of time, and you all know those little gaps of time, I fitted it in. The best way to take effective action for you guys is to structure a to-do list so that when you've got that time, and I know I talk to a lot of therapists. So the time for me used to be I had a to-do list, and in between my patients, when I used to be an osteopath, not a retired osteopath, as I have to say now, it's legal. A legal title is an osteopath, so I have to be careful when I say it. But retired osteopath. When I was an osteopath, in between those patients, I had a to-do list, and if I had a 15-minute slot, I had jobs that would only take me 10 minutes and I would just sit and do that job. And that's how I ran this business that I'm running now, my mentoring business, plus a clinic, plus I was a tutor at the same time and an external examiner. And the reason I managed to do all of it and juggle it all at the same time and had kids at the time, I've still got kids, but they're grown up and left home. But at the time was because I structured my time. When there was a bit of time that was, I don't know, vacant or just didn't have anything booked into it, I had something I could do. I must say as well, I also booked in time off. So there were certain 10 minutes that I just did nothing, or I read a book, or I did something like that. So if you want to know more about how to save time in August, what motivation, then motivation, or even motivation, then get yourself on my email list. I'm not going to call it a mailing list, because I had a thing with my mailing list the other week, and I said to them, how about I just email you when I've got something to tell you and when I've got some news to share? And they were like, yeah, I had so many replies to that email going, yeah, great. I said, why am I sending it just every Friday restrictive? Sometimes I might want to send you 2 in a week. Sometimes I might not send you one for 2 or 3 weeks. But if you want to be around in August, I'm going to be sending tips out once a week, maybe even twice, maybe 3 times. Who knows what tips I'm going to come up with for you over August to keep you motivated. So if you want to do that, just go to the link in my bio or the blue button on the top of Facebook, link in my bio on Instagram. On YouTube, I'll make sure the link is in there. Or you can always email me at helen@helenbullen.com. You can find me on my website at helen@helenbullen.com. Very easy to find me. Okay. So if you want to be on that, then just sign yourself up. The other thing I'm going to offer you, and I don't normally say 2 things, but my HB Club, we're due for a big launch actually in the end of September. And I'm about to close the doors because at the moment it's silently open. Just open, just sitting there. But I quite like to shut the doors so I can concentrate on people. But next week we have effective action. And I always like to offer it out when we're doing effective action week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday morning. It's a slightly different week in the HB Club. I am going to be doing a ton of action to get your businesses going for September. So if you want to join that and you want to join, I've had people before that join for a month in the HB Club. There is a little warning. Most people stay. But you don't have to stay. There is no contract. But £67 if you want to join for the month. And next week you can join me for effective action. Then again, have a look in my bio, take a read about it. And if you want to, just message me if you've got any questions about it. So what have we learned today? Look after yourself, all right? Understand why you run your business and who you do it for and why. It should be for yourself and it should make you feel good. You shouldn't feel like it's a hump day. Work on those limiting beliefs, all right? Now is a great time to stop thinking about Mary down the road and Peter up the, I want to say alliteration and I can't think of anything. But Peter, who lives at the post office, I got there eventually. Stop worrying about those people that you think are watching you or your peers. Stop sharing content that is actually trying to impress your peers, not actually talk in basic terms to your customers. So release those limiting beliefs and really push forward in your business. And it only needs to be in chunks of time. Make sure you understand how to do things. So August is a great time for learning. Finish things off. If you're not a finisher completer, then finish things off. Do it in 10-minute chunks, but you can finish those courses. You can learn new things. There's so many free things out there. Every week on Woohoo Wednesday, I'm coming in here and giving you top tips. My email comes out when I feel like it, and you can reply, I like that too, with top tips in it. So sign up to these things if you need them. You can always unsubscribe. Effective action. Sit your butt down and do the work. Set a timer for 10 minutes, and I talk about time tasks a lot if you're ever in my world. Sit down, one thing only, and get the job done. You'll be amazed how much you can get in 10 minutes rather than faffing around all day, thinking you should do a job, avoiding doing the job, half doing it, then doing it with all the distractions on. I forgot to say, turn the distractions off. And then you think, oh my God, it's 10 to 5 and it needs to be done by 5:15. You sit down and you get the job done. Right, so enough from me. If you want to sign up to anything, if you want to look what I do, just check out the link in my bio. I would also love it today if you could share things, share, comment. I'd be really, really grateful. I give a lot of free stuff away, and what would be great if it could go to even more people. So if you've watched my Facebook today or you've watched my Instagram and you want to share it, then please, please do. I'd be really grateful, or tag other people in it. I'm going to wave at a few people on my Instagram. I never know what it looks like when you get a wave. Does a little hand come across the screen? I hope so. I hope it does this. I don't know. Or maybe it's a raw wave. Or maybe it's a raw wave. I'd like that one too. Right. I'm going to say goodbye to Instagram. Goodbye, my lovely peeps. I will be back live again next Wednesday at 7:30 a.m. And I look forward to seeing them with more top tips. As I said, my email is going to have even more in it. Speak to you later. Bye. Right, Facebook, my lovely Facebook. Let me take that off there. I had Instagram a little bit balanced in front. So any questions that I've missed? Love a wonderful Woohoo Wednesday. Why waste time worrying when it's a Woohoo Wednesday? Why does that come up as my name? That has come up as me. I can show you on StreamYard. Look, it says I have just put that in. I don't know how you've managed that. I presume that might be Hazel. Why waste time when it's... Oh, no, I know exactly who it is. Sue Ford is an admin on my page. Hi, Sue. I love that you've come in as me. Fabulous. I like that as well. So this is Sue, not me, but I was like, that's magic. I've not put my hands on, not touched it. Anyway, any questions or you're all okay? Cool. Lovely. No questions, which is great, right? If you've got any questions on catch up, I will come back and answer you. Make sure you tag me. And if you've not followed me on LinkedIn yet, come and find me. I didn't go live there this morning because it doesn't like you to change the time. So LinkedIn missed out on me today, and I will see you all next week, if not before. If you're in my membership, I will see you. Oh, effective action next week. Can't wait. Right. Speak to you later. Bye.